up, guys? Welcome to Mammoth 4runner. It has been about, oh god, I think like a year or so since my last walk around video. So I would like to update you with the latest and greatest from Mammoth 4runner, and that is the 5th gen 4runner and all of its greatness. Guys, so let's go ahead and start with the most obvious modification, and that one's the tires. These are 38 by 1350, sitting on MBX off-road 17-inch wheels, and these are the Nitto Trail Grappler MTs. These have been my favorite tire. I have gone from 35s to 37s, and now finally the jump to 38. There's pros and cons with this, that I'm still working out some of the tweaks to make it perfect. She's not anywhere near perfect at the moment, but for right now, for what I'm doing with it, it's working pretty well. All right, so now that we got a breakdown of the tires, let's go ahead and get into the biggest change of the 5th gen since the last walk around. And this is the +5 long travel kit from Wicked Creations. Sitting on a pair of long travel spec Kingshocks tuned by AccuTune. Now, this is probably my favorite upgrade of the entire truck since the last walk around. I've always wanted long travel, and I'm stoked to finally be on it. That is the mount that you're seeing by the long travel is a bypass mount. So it goes in on top here, and it's a weld-on piece. I will be getting bypass shocks to help with the quality of ride, and obviously cushioning everything when off-road. So that will be coming, but for right now I just have the mount plus the kit. You see the limit strap back there. These axles are made custom by Wicked Creations, which they make their own axles in-house with OEM cores. Now, another big modification you're going to notice down here is the really thick tie rods. This is a tie rod extension made custom by Wicked Creations to fit my Tundra steering rack by Toyo steering. Those, what you're seeing there, are wrench marks from getting it aligned. Yeah, I had words with the shop, but it is what it is at this point. This is a Heim kit, so if you guys do go over to Wicked, I highly recommend you check out their kits. This is the Heim kit, which is this part all right in here and not a bushing. So just stronger, better, in my opinion. A little squeakier, a lot squeakier, but hey, what are you gonna do? Now, since we go ahead and started on the suspension, I just took you over the front. Go ahead and go over the rear here. The rear, I'm actually still running the same thing. I have the Freedom Off-Road extendable lower control arms and upper control arms. I have the RCI skids on them, and I still have the rear diff skid of RCI as well. The front of the truck, you can still see my addicted off-road bumper, which has taken a little bit of a style change to accommodate the larger tires. I've had to do some chopping in order to get better clearance to fit the 38-inch tires. Another big modification you're probably going to notice compared to the last video are the fenders. I do have ADV extended fenders, which come out pretty wide, giving me much more clearance than my original stock fenders. I did cut mine much higher than most people. You know, I'm running 38, so I didn't want to really take any chances. And plus I wasn't really paying attention, so I'm stuck with that for right now. They are color matched to magnetic gray. I got a really good deal on these. I bought them from a guy I saw online and he was selling them. So they just had a couple scratches and stuff, but other than that, pretty solid deal. And then of course, another new modification, small, but yet so satisfying, are my scrub blade wipers. I highly recommend, if you guys don't use scrub blade already, to upgrade your wipers to it. They are the best wipers I've ever had. I'm still running my diode dynamic ditch lights and fog lights. I am now running my Alpharex G2 Amber daytime running light. I love these headlights, major upgrade from the originals. Alpharex honestly has just been the best lights. I've had no complications with them, and they have lasted so long. The last ones I had for like, what, 3 years, 2 years, something like that. And then they came out these G2s with the amber, and obviously with my orange scheme, I couldn't resist. I still have my KC lights along with my super winch, my 12,000 pound winch. And I mentioned it in the last video, but let's mention it one more time. I am an SR5, but luckily my buddy was selling his hood from his TRD off-road before he sold it, so I snagged it before he sold it. So I have a TRD off-road front hood, and on that hood I am rocking the Lensun solar panels. Now another big upgrade is the Cali raised engine skid, along with the transmission, transfer case, and the gas tank skid. Let's go ahead and go over that and show you. So another really favorite modification is these Cali raised skids. As I was saying, I have the engine, the transfer case, engine, transmission, and transfer case skid, along with their gas tank skid, which is much more high clearance than my old RCI one. I can't wait to get these things actually off-road. I just got them, along with the catalytic converter shields. In case I'm traveling anywhere, taking no chances, wherever you are, it's best to stay protected in my opinion. And they look fucking sick, so why not? Now another new modification would be my rock sliders. As you can tell, they are much better than the last ones. These are TSO, Trail Standard Off-Road rock sliders, and these things are sleek. I love the design. Notice how they come up, and with the kick out, it just ever so slightly comes out this way, and there's nothing on the back here. They have been used and they've passed all tests in the field. Shout out to Trail Standard Off-Road. Now, along with my banner up here, a couple companies have changed. We have added Wicked Creations, of course, with the 5-inch long travel kit, MVX Off-Road with my wheels, and then Reflex Wraps, who does all the vinyl, who are located in Santa Ana, Costa Mesa area. Check them out if you guys want to do any vinyl wraps. Shout out to Nitto Tire, Nitto Pit Crew. Now, all the tint on here has been done by Tint Lab over in Chino, California. Make sure to check them out. This tint is a 5% tint, and then on the front windshield, I actually have a 50% tint. And man, it is really, it's probably the first thing people do, and it's taken me, what, 5 years to finally tint the windows. So now that I have them, no one can see inside my windows at night or really during the day. I dig it. I have the RCI roof rack, and the lights I'm currently running up there are by LostFit, which is an amber 42-inch light bar, along with their side 8-inch amber and white light bars in the back. I will be upgrading those to diode dynamics here shortly, and I'm gonna be running all diode around the whole vehicle, except the front light bar is gonna be by Weston Automotive. SR5 off-road. I think it's my signature emblem that I have added. And if anyone's wondering what the hell is SR5 off-road, well, I'm making my own models here. I said it in the last one. This is an SR5 on steroids. That's what an SR5 off-road is. It's with a locker and all that good stuff. Locker, skids, 38-inch tires, long travel kit. That's what an SR5 off-road is, if anyone's wondering. I know I get a lot of shit for that, but you know, hey, it comes with the territory. And check it out by Velox Off-Road. I have the Gull Wing, another really favorite modification of mine. Yes, it is water resistant, waterproof, whatever you want to call it. I wash my truck every time with a power washer. I don't get any leaks. When it rains, I don't get any leaks. It's very sleek in design, and there's something very satisfying about this. Oh, that sound. The hoses are from Earthcrawler. He makes his own 4-gang hoses. Make sure you check him out. Let's get inside and we'll check out the MOLLE panels. All right, now coming into the rear, I have the new Alpha Rex taillights. These are a little bit different than the last ones from the previous video. These actually just have a white. They're just the other style. There's 2 styles. Check them out online. I forget the name, but those are new. And again, with Alpha Rex, they don't miss. Alpha Rex just doesn't miss. They're sleek, they're bright. Love them. And then since we're back here, I usually do have my spare tire mounted back here, but with going 38-inch tires, I am trying to save where I can on gas, and driving around town, just carrying that spare tire just does me no good. So for right now, it's sitting in the garage, saving me a couple miles to the gallon. And then back here is gonna be my Nguyen Works rear bumper, which there has been some slight changes. There is a wheel bearing in here, or just a bearing in here, which you need to grease once in a while. Mine has not been greased, and I had to get it replaced, and the thing practically fell apart. So if you guys didn't know that, make sure to check yours. We also added a hitch here in the back. Nguyen now offers a hitch attachment for their rear bumpers, which when I first got this, they did not have. So I was pretty psyched to get that on. I did tow my first gen 4runner, which is around 4,000 pounds, something like that, to Havasu and back. So it was about, I don't know, 400 miles, something like that, and with no problems. Now with the weight of my truck and everything, and just coincidentally a couple weeks later, my gears popped in the back. So if you got a big heavy 4runner like mine, be careful towing. And then you can notice a lot of the stickers were removed in the back here, and that was purely because they were just getting old. They started coming off, and I haven't had a chance to replace them. Back here, the only stickers that have really lasted through the years is from Conquered Trails, and this is showing all the trails that I've done. Not all of them, because they don't have stickers for every single one of them, but these are some of the biggest ones. So Holcomb Creek, Gold Mountain, B Canyon. It's this is a tough one, guys. Watch out. And of course, the mall crawler, because you know what? When you got a clean rig like mine, you have to have a mall crawler badge. I have almost destroyed my truck in this trail more than in any of these other trails. So that's telling you something. Shout out mall crawlers. What's up? And then of course I got a throwback to when the truck was first pretty much starting. I was just on a regular mid-travel kit on 33-inch tires. Just got front skids and my RCI skid. Just a little throwback. Score Recovery Off-Road. I just have it because I've always had this. Now let's go ahead and open up the back here so you guys can check this out. So with that new bearing, as you can tell, it swings just so perfectly. Even with the tire on, it's amazing what that bearing does. And back here, pretty much the same as last time. I did add some lights, so when I have the truck on, all these lights illuminate back here. Nitto tire got me a good walkie finally. I have my Cali raised MOLLE panels, my canvas back cargo liner. Highly recommend this. Look at how much abuse this thing's taken. no cuts, no nothing. I've gotten so much shit back here, including tires, and man, it's held up through all of the abuse. Got my recovery gear, ropes, all the good stuff. When we roll down the window, another big upgrade is my rear hatch MOLLE panel. This thing is sick and was super easy to install. If you have any more recovery gear, you have so much space back here to hang everything up. It is sturdy. I have one latch done out at the moment, so it's a little loose, but once this is locked up, this thing isn't moved. And it's a bit of a deterrent for would-be thieves that maybe would come by, break your window, or even just see, oh shit, this guy's got freaking bars going through. Now, this is from Orangebox Fab. Make sure to check them out. I'll leave a link in the description. This is just such a cool panel, and what he does to customize it. I've seen a bunch of different designs, whether it's your name, whether it's 4runner, whether it's TRD. In my case, obviously my Mammoth 4runner logo, which came out so freaking awesome. Shout out to Orangebox Fab for such a great job, and leaves a killer look on the 4runner. Now heading into the inside. First thing you're gonna notice is obviously these seat covers from Seat Covers Unlimited. I just got these bad boys, and holy crap, I love the look. I love the fitment. They're nice and tight. It was a pretty easy, straightforward install. They don't like flop around. You can jump in and out of back here. And damn, do they look good. And hey, they protect the truck, obviously. That's why we got them, right? And the orange, of course. Down over here at the bottom, I have Lost Fit protecting the whole back of the truck. And on the inside, we'll jump to the front so you guys can see that. And look at these seat covers. They got their own little pocket holders. I do have lights just kind of glued down here, just so it illuminates everything. Looks wicked at night. Coming into the front, again, the first thing you're probably gonna notice is the seat covers. And again, these things are awesome. I'm super picky about my seat covers. Usually this whole part lifts up, but this is as far as it's lifting, and it sticks on. It goes underneath the plastic, so it looks nice and OEM and clean. This is a wetsuit material, so it's super easy to clean. I already actually marked it up a little bit when I first installed it, and I just got some wash and cleaned it off, and it feels like a wetsuit. So highly recommend the seat covers. And you know, you guys, I got my patches, and you know, my patches have been growing. My collection is just getting out of control. Soon it might be the whole back too, if it keeps going this route. And I'm pretty sure it's the same steering wheel, but I do have the TRD carbon fiber steering wheel. A lot of people go to the PRP. I'm not really a fan of the PRP. I like my nice OEM feel. I do have my Switch Pro going on up here. And then my biggest wow is my PhoenixAutomotive Headunit, which I have multiple videos going over this entire system on my YouTube channel. So make sure to check it out. I'll leave a link in the description to their profile and the other videos, or just check out my profile. One of the coolest things is you have a live wallpaper. So of course I have one of my videos from TikTok just kind of going, and it goes into a loop. Looks cool. The CarPlay on here, I'm not going to turn it on right now because it will interrupt this video, but it is so fast, and I go over it in the video, so I won't go over it right now. But this stereo is the coolest. This is a gloss black on Android 12. And while we're down here, let's go ahead and look at Tenton Workshop shifter knob, one of their newer models. And this thing is freaking killer too. Of course, with my custom orange, because I gotta keep the orange going. It's my color. It became my color, guys. And now it is just 2 signature. And up here is my wolf box. Honestly though, I've been having issues with this thing. It kind of glitches to a rear view look, or to this, but it glitches to another part, and I have to like turn it off all the time, so it kind of annoys me. But when it does work, it is super cool. No one ever really notices it, obviously, from the outside, so it's great for security. This records front and rear. This is what I'm looking at in the rear right now, because my rear looks like that. You can hardly see out of there, especially with the window up. So this wolf box comes in handy when it decides to work. And from Well Visors, I did replace my dash mat here, which this one is just, I love the material. I can throw my glasses up here, nothing slides around. Just such a simple little upgrade, but so effective. Now coming down here, I am still rocking my throttle grenade. Been a few years now, and that thing is still going. It's just drivability. I just really prefer the drivability of the truck running the throttle grenade. I've tried to go back to factory and the whole thing just feels so sluggish. I can't do it. All right, now coming out of the vehicle, and sorry, she's dirty. She does get used. Not so much these days, but she does get used. I'm upgrading my compressor, so we'll ignore that for right now. It is getting old and not working as good as it should, but hey, it's been like 5 years, so. New battery, just went back to my original, die-hard battery, nothing too fancy. Over here, I do have my Switch Pro along with my panel that organizes everything, and I'm forgetting the name. All right guys, now this 4runner does have a rear Eaton locker. It is re-geared at 488 gears. I have still yet been able to get the front locker for it. It is coming, just not as fast as I want it to come. I do have to budget a lot of these things and make sure that I can afford them because it gets expensive. Obviously, looking at my truck, and if you guys have seen my Instagram or my YouTube, you've got to see really what kind of goes into this thing. And if you have one yourself, then you probably know how expensive all this stuff is. So for me, I'm not like a lot of these guys. I do save up for my stuff. I think it through, and I try to coordinate it the best way I can to get it on the truck. It has been 5-6 years in the making, and it's been a modification almost every single day. There's really not one day that I'm not working on it or looking or researching something to put onto the truck. It's kind of an obsession. It went from a hobby to an obsession, and now it's actually started with my own business. So this truck has been a key to a lot of the things in my life. All right guys, so what's next for the build? Man, only time's really gonna tell on that one. It seems to change almost every other day, and the truck has taken on leaps and bounds from where it was last year, and it's gotten upgrades that I really never expected to have in such a short amount of time. So nowadays, I really don't put any time limit on it. Anything can happen at any time, really. Now, with that being said, the next upgrade for the truck is actually gonna be in the rear. I'm looking to do a 3-link kit, which is going to allow me to coil over in the rear. When you're going up to flex the front, the rear is going to flex too. Without both being dialed in, you're going to be limited on whatever you decide to do. So another modification I am looking to do is a lot more cutting. So tires, I am hitting the rear fenders here. So I am going to have to be cutting maybe about a ½ inch or so up. The biggest challenge is where the door is, because where this curves, I'm only limited to here. So I might be chopping some of this. Once you cut this thing a few times, you just kind of keep going, that is something I'm looking into, and before I can really flex it all out, it is something that it really does. Right now, I am running a Timbren extended bump stop in the back that I actually had my friend over at Earthcrawler extend those about 1.5 inches to 2 inches, I think about 2 inches really, more, just so that the tire, when I was even running on 38s, wasn't pounding up into the back here. A lot of people actually tube the rear so that the tire tucks really well. I'm not planning to do that, and with my 3-link kit, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be all right, just from what I've seen other 5th gens with similar builds like mine pull off. Now, another upgrade I am looking to do is the back. The rear axle needs to be upgraded badly. I need bigger gears, bigger parts in there, bigger housing in order to handle bigger tires. Now, something I would have probably changed, or I would have waited to get the larger tire size, I would have upgraded the rear axle. Maybe with Wicked, they do offer a 3.5 4-inch housing. I would do the 3.5 housing for the 5th gen. They have a Toyota axle. I'll leave a link in the description that goes direct fit on these 4runners. That's going to beefen everything up and make it stronger to handle the larger tires. That said, you've probably noticed I haven't had a lot of wheeling videos recently, and that's because I decided to go bigger tires and I didn't upgrade the parts I needed to upgrade before making that jump. And it's something that I'm gonna have to either one, pay the consequence for, or hopefully get lucky until I'm ready to upgrade that axle and get this thing off-road ready. All right, guys, and that's it. That's my 2014 Toyota 4Runner SR5. If you guys like what you see here, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions or if I missed something, please feel free to comment or send me a direct message. Check out my Instagram, TikTok, and obviously subscribe to YouTube. Anyway, thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.